please wisdom, my own inner guru, as well as the guru awareness that I perceive outside of me. Lead me from that which is unreal to that which is real. Lead me from the darkness to the light, from death, the sense of loss and destruction, and the sense of gain that comes with it, or the hope and the fear. Lead me from that to the eternal life, the eternal I, the unchanging being presence. And that's where we go in satsang, in meditation. So we can just start with that mantra. Om Sato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya. Om Sato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya. Om Sato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya. Om Sato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya. Om Sato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya. Om Sato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya. Om Sato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya. Om Sato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya. Om Sato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya. Om Sato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya. Om Sato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya. Om Sato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya. Om Sato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And we can just take a moment and bathe in this sweetness of the space that unfolds when we put our attention on that which is unchanging, on the highest, on the light that does not have any opposite, the light of awareness. Pure, free awareness, ever-present awareness. We all had different experiences in different parts of this world today, and we will have different experiences after this. But where we meet right now is just so pure, and it can't be divided. This is not your awareness or my awareness. It's just that infinite presence, existence, and bliss. And again in meditation, we come to see how easy, how effortlessly actually the body can be led to a state of peace, and even the mind. That endless search of the mind just comes to a halt, to a pause in meditation, as that peace spreads through the body, spreads through our awareness. We recognize it again, and the mind dissolves in it. And since we all know what the mind can sound like when it starts entertaining us in the waking state, I wanted to share with you a few thoughts that Swamiji had written down about thoughts. Actually, a very definite list of what to remember and cherish. So please, dear one, remember and cherish a thought which makes you strong, bright, and happy. Please constantly associate with it. Constantly. A thought which brings you the confidence that you can do anything. Please relish it. A thought which makes you say that everybody, including yourself, is most beautiful and wonderful. Please live it. A thought which makes you love a thing, a person, or the whole world. Associate with it as much as you can. A thought which makes you fearless. Think it again and again. A thought which brings you the knowledge that you are immortal, you are blissful. Sing it out loud. And when you are tired, sing it inside, in silence. A thought which makes you free to perform any action. Please entertain it. A thought which makes you aware that God is everywhere, as well as inside you. Love it. A thought which directs you to help yourself and to help everyone. Make it permanent. A thought which inspires you to appreciate yourself and others. Please cherish it. And we can all see how the mind has, like, these thoughts come up, but also other thoughts come up. And this is kind of a reminder to be doubtless about it, to be fearless in ignoring thoughts that are not helpful, and be definite. The most beautiful thing about guru awareness is how uncompromising it is with illusion. It is so clear and it does not waver. And that's where we get our deepest inspiration from, and where we can actually ground ourselves in. And that is the sadhana, not entertaining the mind's doubts. Sometimes they have to be acknowledged and dealt with, but not to the extent that we actually become identified as a small individual, because that is never true and never helpful. And even when the sense of identification arises in the system, that is also witnessed in the pure awareness. So even in that moment, we can see that we are still, the awareness remains free. And from that freedom of the purity of awareness, we can then guide also the system to another activity, the mind to another thought, just bring in another thought. It's still the same Maya, but the thought that makes you feel stronger, makes you feel happy, fearless, we just choose that over another thought. And that's just to really take care of this body tool that we've been given, this gift that we have to explore this, to meet this knowledge, to ponder about it, to talk about it, to meditate on it. And I wasn't sure if I was, never mind. I want to sing this song to you that just always brings so much space into whatever I'm observing. And DK, I think you can sing along. Let's see. मंगल है आकाश अमर ये, मंगल है यह देश, मंगल है मन कामना, मंगलमय परिवेश, मंगल है आकाश अमर ये, मंगल है यह देश, मंगल है मन कामना, मंगलमय परिवेश। परम सुख वासुदेव की जय शरणम, बोलो भाई गुरुदेव की जय शरणम। परम सुख वासुदेव की जय शरणम, बोलो भाई गुरुदेव की जय शरणम, बोलो भाई गुरुदेव की जय शरणम। काला काल सभी है मंगल, मंगल है दुर्धाम, लोकालोक जगत यह मंगल, मंगल है भगवान। काला काल सभी है मंगल, मंगल है दुर्धाम, लोकालोक जगत यह मंगल, मंगल है भगवान। परम सुख वासुदेव की जय शरणम, बोलो भाई गुरुदेव की जय शरणम। परम सुख वासुदेव की जय शरणम, बोलो भाई गुरुदेव की जय शरणम, बोलो भाई गुरुदेव की जय शरणम। जो भी जोड़े ज्ञान देह का, मन के जाता पार, आत्म सिंधु विश्राम कर, आनंद पावे सार। जो भी छोड़े ज्ञान देह का, मन के जाता पार, आत्म सिंधु विश्राम कर, आनंद पावे सार। परम सुख वासुदेव की जय शरणम, बोलो भाई गुरुदेव की जय शरणम। परम सुख वासुदेव की जय शरणम, बोलो भाई गुरुदेव की जय शरणम, बोलो भाई गुरुदेव की जय शरणम। परम सुख वासुदेव की जय शरणम, बोलो भाई गुरुदेव की जय शरणम। परम सुख वासुदेव की जय शरणम, बोलो भाई गुरुदेव की जय शरणम। परम सुख वासुदेव की जय शरणम, बोलो भाई गुरुदेव की जय शरणम। परम सुख वासुदेव की जय शरणम, बोलो भाई गुरुदेव की जय शरणम, बोलो भाई गुरुदेव की जय शरणम। I'll read you the meaning of the song. The infinite space is immortal and blissful, and the sky space is also indivisible and blissful. And we can see that. Space is immortal. It doesn't have a beginning. It doesn't have an end. It's blissful. There's no problem in the space. The sky space is also indivisible and blissful. Absolutely indivisible and free. The functioning of mind is blissful. And the form in the universe is nothing but bliss. And that stretches the understanding from the human being, and it invites us to take that bigger perspective, to focus on that which is true, to go with that which is true, and not stay with what we have practiced, which was never true, but we have practiced and then accepted as true. The mind has accepted that as true. And here it says the mind is blissful, its source is bliss, and its form in the universe is nothing but bliss. And all the problems, all the insecurities are included in that. It still comes from the same source, which is unchanging presence and awareness. Absolutely free. Time and beyond time is all bliss. And that which is beyond the realm of human consciousness is blissful. Beyond the realm of human consciousness. And that's also our invitation. Who thinks outside the realm of human consciousness normally? And Guru invites us to go there and to see that beyond the personal story, there is absolutely no problem. All the regions and beyond regions, including the whole world, are nothing but bliss. And the Supreme Being, all-permeating Lord, is blissful. That Supreme Being that we acknowledge in satsang, that we acknowledge actually as our own self, and we meditate on it, in it, as it, and just allow any sense of difference to dissolve in that recognition. Anybody who gives up the knowledge of the body or identification of the self with it, he goes beyond mind. And then he takes rest in the ocean of the self. He gets the taste of the essence of the bliss. Supreme happiness giver, Vasudev, glory to you. I bow down to you. I am in your shelter. Sing the glory of Guru, who is the giver of happiness. Sing the glory of you, who is the giver of happiness, and celebrate it by attending your pure being, by meditating on your pure being, and take shelter in you, in that which you find when nothing else is left. as we have our eyes closed, I just wanted to read to you a passage from a satsang from Swami that I just really love. And he's talking from the space of meditation to the space of meditation in everybody. At this time, you cannot judge time. You are in timeless space. You cannot make a place for this space, that it's here, that it's there. It is in the sky. It is around the sky. It is all over, everywhere, where time is not, where space is not. Having realized this light, it is neither darkness nor the white light of the sun. It is awareness. It is called the enlightened state. But it cannot easily be retained on the level of your mind, for this is free being. It is the being of all love, all harmlessness. But if you make your mind free, your body free, and your senses free, then you will become much more caught in the mental trip. This is the enlightened state, which has nothing to do with the sense of duality. Like having the mind free or not free, the body free or not free. This enlightened state is free like the sky. The sky has no profession. If you say that the sky is blue, it is fictitious. The sky is never blue, never red, never rainbows. It is just sky, the self-existing self. This space promises that you will not be worried. You become free from the fear of death, disease, and destruction. Nobody dies. They are all in me. They never go from me, anywhere. They just live in me. They work in me. They are sick in me. They are happy in me. Me, the self. That self you are. You are sky. You are sky. And when I asked him about love once, he said, human beings always include the physical form in love, but they never include the sky in love. And how clear it becomes. The sky has to be there. What is love without the awareness of the self? It's a need, a temporary preference. It's so small compared to that love which includes the whole sky, which comes out of the sky, which is the sky. And that sky in each of us. Same. that sky never actually does anything. It watches whatever comes through come through. And that is so much the same with what we experience and what we really are. Sky, space, awareness is watching. Absolutely pure, absolutely free. And thoughts come, ideas come, actions come, and they all go. And the sense of identification comes and it goes. And the sense of feeling great comes and it goes. The sense of feeling small comes and goes. And that awareness is absolutely free. That being is actually cherishing all forms of its creation. Celebrating it as its own self, ever free, free to express anything. And that's also where the freedom comes in and the fearlessness. Not to be afraid of thoughts or of actions or of worries. They are so innocent. Like it said, it's free and so absolutely harmless. And it just takes a moment to pause and recognize that purity of ourself. And everything changes. Everything is back in the right perspective. The infinitely vast perspective of freedom that the mind can never grasp. And if the attention is too much on the abilities and the judgments of the mind, then that vastness can kind of go into the background and be almost forgotten. But the thing is, once we have known, we cannot forget. We can observe a sense of unease and judge it as forgetting, but we can never forget. Like Swami said, once you've reached, you've reached. There's no undoing what we have come to know, what we have come to recognize, realize. And I have a really beautiful song that talks about the power of Guru. It's called Atomic Grace. And the meaning goes like this. By the grace of the dust of your feet, my forehead has become blessed and pure forever. My acute pain of many, many incarnations turned into happiness by one single atom of dust from your feet. As soon as you heard my prayer, all the mountains of pain became completely powdered. Now I will roam about in the world, smearing the dust of your feet all over. In this way I will purify the whole world. It is the light of God's eyes which makes the sun, moon, and stars. The very light of the Lord's eyes becomes the sun, moon, and stars, just by the light of his eyes. It is due to the glory of the Chaitan, or pure conscious being, along with the 5 tattvas, that all the beings in the world come into existence and become alive. Only one flower from your garden, Lord, makes the whole courtyard of the world fragrant. Since I touched the dust of your feet, enormous love and devotion has awakened in my heart. Every single pore of my being is filled with joy and delight, and I have forgotten the tons of worries of the world. My mind is very pleased by the touch of the dust of your feet. And this song it's just a really beautiful song, but I like the play of that guru-disciple. So even though they are never separate, there's such a freedom in playing that game and in appreciating the guru and the awareness that how could we ever think of that without having met somebody who's so clear in pointing it out to us. And at the same time, it also is very clear that my mind has been purified forever by that encounter. That grace has evaporated my sense of smallness. So this is a little bit longer, but I heard somebody in Kulu sang it, and I just fell in love with it. And so I thought to share it today, a cappella. Tehre charanon ki dhul se mastak mera pavan. Tehre charanon ki dhul se mastak mera pavan. Prabhu mastak mera pavan. Prabhu mastak mera pavan. Kahi janamon ki pida meri, Raja karne ne kshana mein badali. Kahi janamon ki pida meri, Raja karne ne kshana mein badali. टुकड़ों के पार्वत क्षार हुए जब तुमने विनती सुन ली. टुकड़ों के पार्वत क्षार हुए जब तुमने विनती सुन ली. अब धूल रमा कर डोलूं मैं तो, अब धूल रमा कर डोलूं मैं तो, कर दूं जग को पावन. प्रभु कर दूं जग को पावन. तेरे चरणों की धूल से मस्तक मेरा पावन, तेरे चरणों की धूल से मस्तक मेरा पावन, प्रभु मस्तक मेरा पावन, प्रभु मस्तक मेरा पावन। नयन ज्योति प्रभु बनती तेरी, यह सूरज चांद सितारे। नयन ज्योति प्रभु बनती तेरी, यह सूरज चांद सितारे। चेतन महिमा पांच तत्व से सब सजते प्राण हमारे। चेतन महिमा पांच तत्व से सब सजते प्राण हमारे। एक फूल तुम्हारी भगिया से, एक फूल तुम्हारी भगिया से महके जग का आंगन, प्रभु महके जग का आंगन। तेरे चरणों की धूल से मस्तक मेरा पावन, तेरे चरणों की धूल से मस्तक मेरा पावन, प्रभु मस्तक मेरा पावन, प्रभु मस्तक मेरा पावन। हृदय हमारे प्रेम जगा है, चूकर कमल चरण की धूली। हृदय हमारे प्रेम जगा है, चूकर कमल चरण की धूली। रोम रोम मम पुलकित होता, जब की चिंता सब ही भूली। रोम रोम मम पुलकित होता, जब की चिंता सब ही भूली। स्पर्श तुम्हारे धूल कणों का, स्पर्श तुम्हारे धूल कणों का मन को मेरे पावन, प्रभु मन को मेरे पावन। तेरे चरणों की धूल से मस्तक मेरा पावन, तेरे चरणों की धूल से मस्तक मेरा पावन, प्रभु मस्तक मेरा पावन, प्रभु मस्तक मेरा पावन। By the grace of one atom of the dust of your feet, my mind has been purified forever. By the grace of one atom of the dust of your feet, my mind has been purified forever. My being 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 has been purified forever. All the pain of my lifetimes was quickly destroyed as soon as you heard my heart's prayer. All the pain of my lifetimes was quickly destroyed as soon as you heard my heart's prayer. The sun, moon, and stars are the light of your eyes, pure and free Chaitan consciousness. The sun, moon, and stars are the light of your eyes, pure and free Chaitan consciousness. Every pore of my being is filled with delight. Every pore of my being is filled with delight. The worries of the world are nowhere now. The worries of the world are nowhere. तेरे चरणों की धूल से मस्तक मेरा पावन, तेरे चरणों की धूल से मस्तक मेरा पावन, प्रभु 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 मस्तक मेरा पावन। Amaram ham, Maduram ham. I love also the English of it. The worries of the world are nowhere now. And I think everyone who has meditated, like all of us, we know what that is. That is actually true. There is a state where the worries of the world are nowhere. And that's also that same state that can describe the functioning of mind as blissful. And we just get to remind each other of that and enjoy it together. And we recently had a visitor here from Norway, where Sundram is now, and we were singing all the time, and one song was kind of born in our collection that I wanted to finish this, wanted to sing to finish the session. I think it works, right? Yeah. I actually don't really know the meaning. Maybe Jared, you will know the meaning after, I don't know. But yeah, just to share a new inspiration with you to end the session. Yamuna Tira Vihari Vrindavan Sanchari Govardhana Giridhari Gopala Krishna Murari Yamuna Tira Vihari Vrindavan Sanchari Govardhana Giridhari Gopala Krishna Murari Dasharatha Nandana Ram Ram Dashamukha Mardana Ram Ram Pashupati Ranjana Ram Ram Papa Vimochana Ram Ram Yamuna Tira Vihari Vrindavan Sanchari Govardhana Giridhari Gopala Krishna Murari Manimaya Bhushana Ram Ram Manjula Bhashana Ram Ram Ranajana Vishana Ram Ram Raghukula Bhushana Ram Ram Yamuna Tira Vihari Vrindavan Sanchari Govardhana Giridhari Gopala Krishna Murari Rama hi kevala prema pyara Jana vihoto jana mahamara Rama hi kevala prema pyara Jana vihoto jana mahamara Safala hua ab Ram Ram Safala hua ab Ram 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 Safala hua ab Ram Ram Safala hua ab Ram 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 Still learning. Yamuna Tira Vihari Vrindavan Sanchari Govardhana Giridhari Gopala Krishna Murari Yamuna Tira Vihari Vrindavan Sanchari Govardhana Krishna Murari, Yamuna Tira Vihari, Vrindavan Sanchari.